Well, welcome everyone. This is Jeanne White from Social Connections on Passionate World Radio, where passion meets reality. And today I have an excellent guest. His name is Jeffrey Brown, and his new best-selling book is Lucy and Andy, the Neanthedral Man. Hope I pronounced that right, Jeffrey. I probably destroyed it.
That's okay. Lucy and Andy, Neanderthal.
Oh, okay. This is it. This is great because you have also had another bestseller, Jedi Academy series. So this is a new one for you, and for your level grade. What is it? Grade 5 to 8 or something like that? No,
yeah,
grade second,
it's aimed at 8 to 12-year-olds, but really, a little older will appreciate, I think, the science a little more, and then there's still enough, goofy humor that a little younger can still enjoy reading it.
Right. So this is about two young cave children, and they're going on a little journey. And in their meeting, they start to meet different people, and then they meet humans. And it really is kind of funny how this all works out. So I think you've also had a way for providing some little educational stuff for them also on this book.
Yeah, I think I grew up with like the Flintstones and cartoons like that, where it was funny, but not didn't take advantage of a lot of the science of what we know now. And I thought, I wanted to do something that was really fun for kids, but still, had some of that science. So I have the two paleontologist characters that will come in and explain at the end of chapters, how we know how they made stone tools and things.
Because these two little children, they also learn things too as they go along their journey.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's so they're a brother and sister, and so I wanted to kind of explore that kind of relationship. But then they're living 40,000 years ago, so they're having to learn how to live, in a cave and make their own clothes and hunt mammoths. But they also have to learn how to get along and make new friends and things.
Exactly what happens today for children, right?
Exactly.
So it's really going back so many years, 40,000 years, but you're teaching children that they all have to learn certain things to survive in an area.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as much as things were different back then, like they have their little brother Danny, and of course he doesn't have diapers, but so some things were different back then, but a lot of the things were the same. You still had your families, and you still needed to have your community to survive and support each other.
How did you come up with this new series, Jeffrey?
Well, I started thinking about it about six or 7 years ago, actually. I thought it would be a fun cartoon series, and didn't really go anywhere as a cartoon, and so I just kind of had the idea in the back of my mind. And when I was thinking about, I knew I needed a break from Star Wars after I finished the Jedi Academy series, and I realized that this would actually be a really fun idea to make into a book series. So
it certainly is.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I grew up with like loving dinosaurs and things, so and prehistoric animals, and so it just also tapped into a lot of my own interests.
Right, but I'm sure you've tapped into a group of children that they're inquisitive now, and all these things about dinosaurs, caveman, how they lived. So you're probably going to pique their interest. And perhaps maybe some of these children will go further with this on their educational path.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it was also, I guess, partially inspired by my own son, who's almost 10 now, but since he was 4 or 5, he's been really interested in dinosaurs, and he loved like the BBC Walking with Dinosaurs series, and he loves getting the DK dinosaur books, and loves the science part of it as much as, he loved playing with dinosaur toys. So I think, there's definitely room for a lot of education for kids. I think kids want to learn.
Oh, definitely, and this gives them a chance to, because now they have two characters that they can really, in some ways, relate to, because they're also learning things for themselves here, and now they're seeing how these two characters, Lucy and Andy, how they interact with everyone and with themselves, and I'm sure they go like this. They, maybe they're trying to do things. How little kids get bored and stuff like that. When they're
right.
And so this is the same philosophy. So I think it's an excellent, great gift. I wish my little niece was old enough for it, but she's only 2 years old.
Yeah, it's a little young. Might be able to look at the pictures of like the little scimitar-toothed cat, maybe, but not quite ready to read it.
No, I know it. But this would be a great Christmas gift for these children.
Yeah, and I think
it's really an excellent. I see that you got excellent, unbelievable reviews on Amazon.com because you have a following. That are interested in all your books. So this is just a new adventure for a lot of them, which you've helped create.
I mean, I think it's a much different subject matter than Jedi Academy, but I always love to just put a lot of humor and heart into my comics and stories, and so I think as much as kids love those characters in Jedi Academy, like these are just new characters, just living in a cave instead of out on another planet.
Right. They still have all the things they have to do, learning to eat, learning to talk and walk. But I just think this is an excellent book. I've honestly, I cannot say I've known much about it because I don't have anyone young enough that I could present this book to. But at some point I may be able to. But I think it's an excellent book. But they also can purchase this book on Amazon.com, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a website that they can go to, Jeffrey?
So my website is jeffrybrowncomics.com, and that has links to a few different publishers and the Star Wars books and things, and then also to my blog, which is jeffrybrowncomics.blogspot.com, and that's where I'll post news and upcoming events and things.
Mm-hmm. What type of events do you do? Do you go to schools? Do you go to libraries with these? Or do you have groups of children that you read stories to? I mean, I'm sort of out of this world a little bit.
Yeah, lately I've been doing a lot of school visits, which is really inspiring. I mean, I had one author that I got to see when I was in elementary school, which is Tommy DePaula, and that was always a big inspiration to me, to this idea that to meet an author who actually that's their job, to make books, and so it's always fun to go talk to schools and kids and get them inspired, either whether it's just to read more or even just to get them writing their own stories and drawing pictures and things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a way to assist children, give children the tools. Maybe I don't really know, but for them to be inquisitive enough. I just see this book can be very inquisitive for a lot of children. Because I know we have the Museum of Science over here, and a lot of people go there. There's dinosaurs there and stuff, and children love that because it's like it's interesting. It's like, oh my God, how did this happen? How long ago was it? So I'm sure you get those kind of questions, Jeffrey.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going to here in Chicago, the Field Museum and the Museum of Science and Industry and the Adler Planetarium, and with my sons, they're always really interested in learning about the world in different ways, and so for me, it was just a really fun way to mix that learning with just a really fun story and make lots of jokes and things.
Mm-hmm. Will this be another series? Will there be another book for Lucy and Andy as they get older, maybe? Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah, there will be 3 books, and so they won't get too much older over the series. But I'm just finishing up the second book, and that'll be out next August, so a little bit of a wait still. And then I'm just starting to work on the script for the third book.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 3-book series.
I just think it's really great that you created this this group, these two little characters, and to make it interesting for children to learn more, because we're in the digital age now, so but still it's good to be able to touch and be able to talk to the author. I think it'd be really fun and interesting. You may inspire a lot of children to either write or become scientists or explorers out of this. Hello? Hello? Did I lose you? I guess I did. I'm really sorry that I lost him. This is Jeanne White from Social Connection. I'm going to try to get him back at some point and talk to him more. I'll try to call him back. But anyways, are you there, Jeffrey? Jeffrey? I guess I lost Jeffrey. All right, folks, thank you so much. I really appreciate you listening to me. Again, if you want to know any more, you can always contact me at jwhite7033@comcast.net. I will try to get Jeffrey back. He was really interesting. Jeffrey, you there? Thank you, everyone. This is Jeanne White from Social Connections. Bye now.